Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel In the Mist, and Raven here. Like I said on my previous video, I am back and ready to make content, and today's video is going to be about Imbolc. And yes, I know it is a few days late. I am just going to give you some ideas on what you can do between Imbolc and Ostara, or Ostra, or however you want to pronounce those names. And so without further ado, let's get started. I do have my notes here so I don't forget what I'm going to be saying. So if that bothers you, I am incredibly sorry, but it is necessary because I do tend to get sidetracked and I do tend to get distracted. So here we go. So Imbolc is celebrated between Yule, the longest night, and Ostara, which is when the night and day become equal. And Imbolc is considered to be the start of early spring. This is the very beginning, and it pretty much symbolizes the potential for setting goals for the year to come, and everything is at its greatest potential right now, and anything is possible. And this goes all the way up until Ostara. And the strengthening of light and the Earth's reawakening is traditionally celebrated. And usually corn dollies are made. This is where, I don't know if you could see, here I'll show you that corn dolly right there. It's typically what they look like, only some are more artistic than that. Are made to be sacrifices and burned from last year, from Lunasa. When you made them at Lunasa, typically people make corn dollies and then burn them at Imbolc to release the harvest energies into the atmosphere and into the universe. So that becomes realized. Whatever your goals and intentions set while making your corn dolly at Lunasa, or Lamas as others have said, then it is now being released at Imbolc. And also, bonfires, flames, and candles are traditionally lit at the celebrations of Imbolc to bring in the light and continue to encourage the sun's returning and the warming of the earth, especially for those of you who are in the colder climates where winter is a thing. I know that since I don't live in a climate that's typically only 70 degrees or 60 degrees and where the earth does not get as cold, I'm not really sure the practices there. However, it is a land-based or farm-based tradition, and so whatever those traditions for you there are going to be a little bit different, but that does not mean you can't still celebrate the happenings of Imbolc and harness that energy of potential and reawakening and rebirth for yourself. So this Imbolc is the first fire festival of the year, because we have Imbolc, we have Samhain is not necessarily a fire festival, but it can be, and we have the summer solstice as another fire festival. And yes, it's just all to welcome in the light of the sun and the warming of the earth. So that's the traditional meanings of Imbolc. It's all about light and beginnings and potential. So just keep that in mind during this part of the year between Imbolc and Ostara, or Ostra. And it does have its origins in the Celtic tradition. So then Imbolc is a Celtic Sabbath that traditionally celebrates, like I said, the fire goddess Brigid. Brigid is associated with healing and the forge and poetry and prophecy. Traditions associated with this goddess were making Brigid's crosses, and those symbolize the path between light and dark, or it bridged both light and dark, the symbol of the Brigid's cross. And Brigid's crosses can be made between, I think would be perfect for between Imbolc and Ostara, because Ostara is when light and dark are even in the sky, and Imbolc is when it's just now coming back. So making those Brigid's cross would be a great magical meditation practice to encourage your own intentions to grow and grow, and make sure the bridge between your intentions and the not yet born into manifestation is met at Ostara, if you wanted to make it a long-lasting spell or ritual, so to speak. So also, it was customary for people to tie a ribbon on the entryway door, whether that be in your own space if you live with your parents, or if you live with others and you can't tie a ribbon on the door, on your household door, then you can tie it on your room, and it welcomes blessings and it brings in good fortune and good luck. So as women, and also Imbolc is a great time for purification. This is where we get spring cleaning from, and it is a good time to go get rid of the old stuff and bring in the new stuff, and cleaning your mind, body, and soul, doing rituals for your mind and for your spirituality, and doing purification rituals like sage smudging, or if you don't like sage, you could do Palo Santo, or frankincense and myrrh is a great purification combination. And also you can cleanse your house by making purified washes, and this could be, you can tweak them to be wood safe, because I do have like wood floors, so I can't really put a lot of things like harsh chemicals. Like typically people would use vinegar to get rid of stuff with lemon. I can't really use harsh chemicals on that. So you can tweak other types of washes and use herbs for purification to literally sweep and mop out the winter in your home, and just keep that air in your house circulating, because I notice for myself personally, this is the time where I kind of get stagnant, and I get cabin fever because I'm locked up because it's cold all the time and wet and snowy. Because even though the spring, this is the first stirrings of spring, we're still going to get the cold and the wet and the snowy for those of us who are in the colder parts of the world. And we're still going to have those harsh bursts of freezing cold, chilled winds. So I tend to get a little stagnant and cabin fever, wanting to go. But you know, it's a great time to just refresh yourself and refresh your house and make sure that things are still moving energy-wise, so you don't feel so stuck inside or cooped up. And also, I like to move around my room, or if it's okay with my sister, move around the house, just to continue that circulation of energy and air in the house, and so I'm not so bored and cooped up anymore. I like to work that in with my Imbolc rituals of purification, and that's why my Sabbath traditions tend to last more than just a few days. They tend to last more to the other Sabbath, and like a circle, because we're celebrating Sabbats in pagan or Wicca or witchcraft spirituality. We're celebrating the wheel, and the wheel, no matter what tradition that you're in the pagan community, it is always said to circulate and keep moving and moving. So it's not like going from here to here to here and then to here. It's circulating, and it's a way of life. So you're continuing on to celebrate that beyond just the day that it falls on in the calendar. And as women, this Imbolc is the time of the maiden goddess. You can also see Bridget in the maiden aspects of her as she's awaiting the god to come, and she's waiting for that intimacy and to become fertile. This is the time when we ourselves as women are awakening to the sexuality of the goddess as she awaits, like I said, intimacy with the god. Imbolc symbolizes a woman on the threshold of being a woman and a maiden. She is on the threshold of change between maiden and mother. So we honor the goddess and women on that threshold by creating what is called a bride doll, or a birdie doll, or breed doll, and usually she is dressed in white. Actually, I think will show you the one I made a few years ago. So this is, I made one out of yarn, and you can use any types of material, and typically she is made of white and red, symbolizing the mother and the maiden colors as she's on that threshold of being the maiden and the mother. And we also make a home for her upon our altars or in our homes to welcome the goddess and her many blessings into our home and into our life, so that she may fill us and the potential that we have and manifest our intentions. So that is just a quick little video about what Imbolc is and traditionally, and what I typically like to do during this time of year, even though it does not fall on the day, and I'm a bit, calendar speaking, late at celebrating Imbolc. I still tend to celebrate it throughout the course of time, all the way to Ostara. So, and I am going to say that I do have a ritual that I'm going to be attending with my own group soon to celebrate Imbolc with my community. And with that being said, I will definitely see you guys next week with another video on a purification and how to make a floor wash, a witch's floor wash for your home to rinse out all of the old and bring in the new. And it kind of gives a way of mixing for those of you that do separate your mundane and your magical life, gives a way to kind of meld the two together and make cleaning a little bit more exciting, because nobody likes to clean. I know I don't really like to clean unless I'm extremely alone or I'm home alone and then the animals are put up and I don't have any interruptions. It's the only way I like to clean, and that never happens. So it's just a way to make it a little bit more witchy and a little bit more fun, and also give purpose to what you're doing. And this could be just a floor wash. This could be like a dusting chemical, and also it's mostly organic. I'm not going to be using chemicals in the products that I'll be using, so they're going to be organic and not harmful to whatever surface that we're going to be using them on. And yes, so stay tuned for the next video. I know this one was short, and the next video will be a tad bit longer, since it will be me showing you how to make that witchy wash. And I can't wait to see you till next Wednesday. If you like what you see here, then don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to In the Mist. Anaya Raven here, and many blessings.